All right, family, welcome to the video. Going to be looking at some reggae drums today. This is a new release, fairly new, Modern Reggae Drums Premium Edition is what I'm looking at. There are two editions to this. You can buy a scaled down version that doesn't have as many options on some of the sounds. Premium option is the one to go for sure, if you want that nice, authentic reggae sound. So this is by Reggae Beats Production. There will be a link in the description where you can check it out. And Dominic over there did a great job. So this is how the interface looks. You have to load this. It's not quite like a normal library that registers in like these over here. You have to go into your files, navigate to where you've saved this, and then you just drag this NKI, is it? Yeah, the NKI over here. Drop it. It takes a few seconds to load in first time. After that, it's faster, so just wait for it. There's a lot of samples loading in there. So here's the basic kit. You have control over the levels of each sound, of course. We have a kick, snare top, snare bottom, hi-hat, 3 toms, timbali. Then there's overhead mics that catches the cymbals, and there's also bleed from the other drum sounds into the overhead mics. You have panning available. Down here on the AMB, the ambient channel, you can control the levels of the sounds in the overhead mics, and that's very handy to clean up some things, the kick drum in particular, to my tastes, okay? You can mute any of the sounds right here with these buttons. You can also adjust what output you're going to, so I will show you when I play. I have a rhythm in progress here. I will play that for you, and I've set up my separate outputs there for each sound. Over here on the right-hand side, we can select between 4 different snares. Well, 3 snares in captured, or 1 snare, sorry, captured 3 ways, and a separate snare. So the Tama snare, high tuned, low tuned, damped, and then a pearl snare. Timbali, we have 5 different timbalis. Again, a 14-inch tuned high and low, 13-inch tuned high and low, and a chrome one at 13-inch. Toms, you can have undampened or dampened, okay? And the dampened toms is what we're going to want on reggae. They sound great on this. You can tune them right here with these knobs. Those sounds can be tuned, okay? The hi-hat, the cymbals, no tuning on those, no tuning on the kick. Unless you want to go in behind the scenes, if you're familiar with Kontakt at all, you can obviously go in and adjust anything in there when you click on the wrench. So, enough of that. Let's play the sounds here. We have cymbals in there that have been muted. Yeah, so that's the basic sounds. Let's turn down the kick drum here. Well, let me play the kick again so you can hear it with the room, and then I'll turn down the room sound and you can just hear the pure kick. So the kick cleans up real nicely. It's pretty boxy in the room, but it's easy to clean up right here to the level where you want it. And also, of course, you're going to EQ the overhead mics a bit and fix up some of that as well. The raw sounds are great. Pull down that snare bottom mic some, and you get a real nice sounding crack on this high tama. So that's for you to mess around with when you get it. Let's take a quick listen at the low tama snare. That one sounds really nice as well. The dampened snare, this is good for some rub-a-dub kind of vibes. I'm not a very good finger drummer. I always program it. Last one, the pearl. This one's slamming as well. So you have some good variety there. Let's listen to the timbales. You have two hits. There's a center hit and a rim hit. And the toms. Now the damp toms. That is a great sound right there. Nothing is EQ'd on this right now. You're just hearing the raw sounds. I'm going to play a sample of the rhythm I'm working on where I'm using this kit, where I got it processed a bit more, and you can hear how it sounds in there. For the tuning, let's just preview the tuning quickly. I find the tuning really handy all the time, just so you can adjust from song to song and get it sounding the way you want. Even the timbale, you know, between low and high, you might want it in between there. I even still tune up the high one a little higher sometimes, so, you know. So right there, it's maybe getting a little higher than you might want to go. Depending what you're doing some jungle or drum and bass style, you can pitch it way up and get a nice sound out of that. So you can get a nice variety of sounds there just between, like that tama snare, the low and the high, just, you know, by using the tuning and get in between them. Again, it's just more variety, a nice way to suit it to your song, okay? So let's take a listen to what I've done in this rhythm here. These sounds are programmed manually. Let me show you the separate outputs first, just so you see. Once you set up your outputs, I use Cubase, so I have my outputs set up here. I have two stereo outputs, one for overheads, one for the toms, and then I have my mono outputs for the hi-hat, the snare, the kick, the timbale. All right? And it's as simple as just clicking right here and selecting your output. Let me turn on the outputs here so you can see them. So you see only the kick channels going up there. I have very little in the overheads for the kick, but I have more of the snare in the overhead. So you see the overheads is showing as well as the snare channel. So it works great once you set that up. Set it up. I saved it as a template for starting songs, so I have all my outputs set, or you can save over the instruments with your setting in it in Kontakt so that your outputs are saved, you know, however you want to work with it. One other thing to show before I play the song, I want to show you the mapping. So he set this up real nice. Again, as Dominic is a drummer and he's using an electronic kit to trigger this, he's got a page set where you can change your mapping, use the learn feature, or just change it right here to set it up to suit your kit if you're using an electronic kit, okay? Or if you need to customize it to your DAW, if you have a certain setup you like, you can change everything right here. So these are all the sounds, all the hits that you're getting in here, all the different cymbals and crash and China hits, the ride hits, the different hi-hats. You know, there's the hi-hat pedal, the edge half, the edge 3/4, hi-hat edge full, hi-hat tip closed, hi-hat tip quarter, hi-hat tip half, hi-hat tip 3/4. There's a lot of variety in there to get a realistic sound out of this. Let's just open. We even got a stick click there. So those are all your sound options. The choke cymbals are really nice when you want that. It's nice to have it added in there. And yeah, let's give this rhythm a play here. I'll just play a little bit, and then I'll just run through the drum rolls so that you can hear the sounds in different types of rolls and see how it goes. All right. Yeah, so that's about it. This thing, this is a great kit. I want to do a few more videos on Reggae Drums in the box, but I started out with this as this is a new kit. I will share a little more, some other software that I use and how I set it up. For this particular track that you were hearing there, you can see I'm using the Tama high snare. I have it tuned up one notch, and although I'm using the high timbale, I still put it up a couple notches up. Let's just listen to the difference of that. So it's not a huge difference, but I just wanted it a little bit up. I'm using the damp toms, of course. I haven't tuned those at all for this track. Let's just make a change on the snare so you could hear the low tama and the pearl as well. The dampened one isn't great for this. I'll still play it, but you know, it's that is more suitable for a rub-it-up kind of style. Yeah, so there's a variety of the sounds that you can get out of this. Some great combinations. You know, having these extra timbales, having the tuning feature there, the few extra snares. I mean, especially this high and the pearl are really slamming for one drop kind of style. You know, as well as that, I mean, you could load up 2 instances and you can mix and match. If you want to use the side stick, you know, from the tama high, but you want your rolls to have the pearl, you know, just throw in another instance and head off with it. Do your thing. So that's about it for this video. Thanks for checking it out. Make sure you check out Reggae Beats Production site. If you go to the link in the description, Dominic also has, of course, some samples of rhythms he's built using these drums, so you can get a listen there as well in finished product. But definitely check it out. I like to support people in the community who are making reggae-specific instruments, who are in the scene and know what it takes to get the sound. So, yeah, take a listen, pick it up, and most important of all, make some music. How you mean?